Well, welcome to another edition of Chicken and Cat Yoga. There's no cats yet. I don't know where they are, but we've got a couple of chickens. So we'll get started. Hopefully we'll be joined by some cats. Bring your hands to your heart. We're losing our light rapidly too, so we'll see. If we don't get all the way through this, we'll at least do half the set. So relax completely. Hopefully the chickens won't unplug the microphone like they did last time. They really did that. That was Coco. So let's grasp our feet, inhale, sit tall, and exhale forward. Slowly come up. And we'll go into our camel ride, exhaling back and inhaling forward. Arch the back forward, bend the back as you move back. As you come forward, bring our hands here, go around in circles, one way and then the other. Bring your hands to your heart. So I keep saying this, but if you can see how yellow this grass is getting, this really might be one of the last, this could be the very last chicken yoga video because there's just nothing out here. There's just going to be dirt out here. But we'll see. So there's this. It's nice to see Coco again. That's Coco. She's broody. She doesn't even want to be out here, but she's getting a little less broody. You can see how pale she is. It can't go on forever. going to bring my hands back to my heart. Back to the knees. One more time around, go really deep. All right, and then we'll switch legs. Tuck your feet again. Lengthen your spine. Walk your hands forward. Walk your hands back up. Still no cats. What's going on? I promise you we'll have cats one way or the other. So let's do our twist. Deep breath. Exhale, twist to one side. Up. Becky ran because she saw a dog over there. Come back, Becky. Come on, Becky. Hey, Rita. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Next time you come out to one side, lower the arms, we'll stay here. Come back to center. See, we lost Coco. She already went back to her roost to sit on her imaginary egg. On an inhale, come back to center. Exhale down. Okay, great. Shake your legs out. So the set we're doing tonight is our archery set, everything having to do with bows and arrows and some sharp things. And so we'll do our first balance. It's our archer balance. So one leg is straight and then one leg is bent, coming into your balance. Something like that. Okay. And then switch around to the other side. One leg straight, one leg bent. So ideally this bent leg would be pulled way back by your ear, but I can't do that. Cut it out. Just kicking dirt at me. Cut it out. Stop it. Face that way. All right. Let us do our thunderbolts, similar to arrows. I have to watch for chicken poo. You guys don't have to. Okay. Let's try curling the toes under. Maybe the other way. This will be easier for me because the ground is softer. Point this way. Uh-oh, we lost another chicken. Yeah, it's a little easier for me in the soft ground, but I can still be like this. Okay, so let's see. And then another sharp arrow-like pose would be our plank with the feet flat. Since we're working on our foot flexibility. So what I mean is that normally when we plank, our feet are like this, but if we have our feet like this, it's sharp like an arrow. Okay, get out of the way. So come to here, come to your plank. You should feel a real stretch in the front of your feet, but if you don't feel that stretch, you can pike up to your downward dog and you'll feel a definite stretch now. So if you overstretched, you could press your feet back to normal. So there's that. And then we'll do our squat of the evening. It is, I don't know about you, but for me it's sunset. That's why it's getting dark. That's why we're losing chickens one after another. And that's why I don't do it in the morning, because in the morning they have so much energy that they might actually jump this fence and run for it. But at night, no matter what they did, they would go back and roost. So we might do a squat like this. Or another alternative would be a balance. Again, arrow, sharp arrow like. So here. And then come up to a hanging forward bend. Let's walk our feet out sideways into straddle. Now look at you. Rita's the last chicken. She's very brave. Let's walk our hands over to one foot. One more breath here. Walk your hands all the way over to the other side. Back to center. We could add a twist here. Plant one hand down, put weight in this hand, and then twist up. One more breath here. Switch hands. One more breath. Come back down. So that twist had elements of an archer in it also. Walk your feet in. And slowly come up to standing. So, since we only have one more chicken left and we're losing our light, we'll take our first break here. So take an early water break, and I will. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Back for the next segment of cat yoga. The chickens, so the sun is set, the chickens put themselves away. I don't have to do anything. That's why I do it at sunset. And then Baby Monster has joined us for the second half. I hope you're well hydrated and relaxed. And she just woke up. She's been asleep all day. So we will do a stability pose before we can do our balance, all right? So we sit down, we bring the feet parallel under the hips, bring your hands to your heart, and then and then just sit down as I say, don't tip forward, don't lean back, bringing the weight into the front of your thighs, mainly the quadriceps. Okay, so what does this have to do with our archery? We're going to reach back for an arrow out of our quiver. So one arm is the quiver, and then the other arm reaches back. Join your hands if possible. Continue to breathe. This takes your mind off of your legs. Okay, so we will switch arms. The other arm becomes the quiver, and the other arm reaches into it. So once you've got, it may take you a second to join your hands, but once you've got your hands joined, then bring your posture back to where it should be. That's good. All right, so before we release, or we can release and bring your hands back to your heart, and then remember the purpose of this was to sink and become very stable, preparing for our balance. So feel very heavy yet and very solid, and then take a deep breath on the exhale, press up, but don't press way up, just press enough to come up, and then we'll do our balance. We'll do the dancer, which is a half bow, so that fits in with our bows and archeries and arrows and stuff like this. So there's many different variations on this. Probably the easiest would be to reach back, same hand to same foot, and then the next harder would be hand to the opposite foot. So I'll demonstrate that one. Oops. Okay, so I forgot to sink and then grasp that. Okay, so if this is all the balance you want, you could just stay here, or to do more, you could go to the wall, right? But I'm going, you know what I'm going to do here. I'm going to extend up here and then tip over slightly from the hip. And then you can't really get you can't get a great half bow here, but we'll do another half bow where we're not balancing, so that this is not our only quadricep stretch. You could go down even further, but I'm not going to demonstrate that. All right, how about that? That's good enough on that side. Remember which hand was grasping which foot. And we'll try the other side. So feel stable, and then the hand goes up, and then feel stable, and then you can extend outward, and then hinge over. Don't progress until you feel solid. Whoops. Almost lost it. Don't look at me when you're balancing. Because even if I'm balancing okay, I'm still moving. Focus on something that's not moving. Okay, so that's a really good balance. So that's all we need to do for balances. And then we did that floor balance too. So let's see. Did you find your catnip? I brought her some fresh catnip from the garden. Okay, I'm going to give it to her. I'll probably regret it. Oh, there she goes. Great. Let us do some of our archery poses. Oh, look, at she found it. Oh, no. She found her catnip. Forget about it now. All right, some of our archery poses. Come into a 5-pointed star. I'm not going to use left and right. We'll just go side to side. But I'll try to explain some things. And, uh-oh, she's eating it. That's bad news. Let's turn both feet in one direction. Okay, and then with the palms down, we bend the knee. So this is classic Warrior 2, which is a archer. It's an archer pose already. And so let's define our terms. We've done it before, but just to review. So long, my stance is long or short this way. It's wide in this. So this is very narrow because the feet are almost on the same line, right? And narrow is tippy, but it doesn't matter for right now. So let's see. So speaking of long and short, if you are one of these people that likes to really get into your Warrior 2 by either leaning over or by extending over here, I discourage you from doing that. But if you should feel challenged, if you want to feel challenged, you lengthen this here, and then the other dimension is deepening here. So you lengthen here, deepen here, and look at that. I still have a good Warrior 2. I'm not leaning forward. I'm not extending out. The knee is safe, but I'm really getting a good, I work hard here, right? Just to maintain this. So this is very long. And so let's see. So instead of this highly abstract archer, let's be more literal. So grasp your bowstring and your bow, thumb up, okay? And then we'll do a reverse archer. So now so this is way too long for me now, but I'm gonna step it in a little bit. I'm gonna turn this foot out, okay? And then sink back, bending and sitting down without tipping over. I'm still nice and straight up and down. That's why I turned my foot out, to allow me just to sit straight down. This leg is straight, these toes come up because I'm lengthening the back of the leg, right? That's why the toes come up. I don't lengthen the back of the leg here. Now I'm lengthening the back of the leg. Feels really good. Okay, good enough. We're gonna shorten our stance considerably and then widen it, step that over. Why am I doing that? So I'm stable, okay? Super stable here now. I'm gonna grasp my neck. We're preparing for our twist, okay? Remember, once we start, you won't be able to look at me. I don't want you to look at me anymore. I want you to focus on what you're doing. So I'm starting to twist around. Relax, sink. This is a balance, even though both feet are on the floor. But I don't want it to be too much of a balance. That's why we narrowed and shortened we widened and shortened our stance. Maybe you can go 180 degrees. Okay, so again, you're not looking at me, but you can still hear me. Let's take one more breath and then slowly start to untwist. All right, don't put down your bow yet. We'll do upward archer. Come up enough to feel a side stretch, because if I remember correctly, this may be our only side stretch in this selection of poses. So if you can't feel a side stretch here, you got to pull that arm back until you feel the side stretch. Breathe. How about one more breath? Back down to here. Okay, so lengthen. We're still not quite done. Let's end up with good form. And then back to here. And then pivot everything back to center. Oh, that poor cat's exhausted herself already. Too much catnip. Okay. So you guys know you can pause and take a break here, but I'm going to power through, pivoting to the other side, my classic Warrior 2, and then I have to do everything on this side that I did before, so I need to do a more challenging Warrior 2. I'm not going to come out here. I'm going to lengthen and deepen my stance. So deepening stances is also a thing in Tai Chi. In some Tai Chi schools, the stances are so deep they can do their entire form under a table. So, in other words, and the same thing with yoga, if there was a table here, I could get so far down that I could be doing my poses under a table, right? So that's extreme. Let's see. So this is very abstract. We'll make it more literal. Okay, literal bowman. This is an archer pose now. Okay. And then I'm going to carefully, first I'm going to shorten my stance a tiny bit and then turn that foot out. Again, that allows me to shift back and sink straight down. Just as an experiment, I'll keep this here and try to sink down. And look, my hip goes out and I tip forward. Not good at all. Okay, so there, here. See the difference? Okay, I shift my weight so far back that the front leg straightens and the toes come up. So I'm sort of playing around with this. I don't expect you to get this exactly right the first time. So you can kind of play around with that feeling, play around with this stretch here and your proper alignment. I can't see myself. So since, and you probably can't see yourself unless your home was designed in the early 1970s or late 60s and you have mirrors with gold all over them too. Hollywood Regency. Let's, okay, come back up. Okay, so now shorten your stance. Bring that foot back around. Widen your stance for stability. So it's wide here. And then grasp your neck instead of your bowstring. Get ready, and we shall twist when you're ready. All right. Relaxing. Nice and slow. Don't look at baby monster. Keep breathing. One more breath. Slowly start to untwist. Plenty of time. Don't drop your bow yet. Aim skyward. Remember, possibly our only side stretch. How about one more breath? Make sure you feel that side stretch. And then you can lower your bow. Come back to our 5-pointed star. That's just a weird cat, that's all. Pull the arms out and back, opening the chest and throat, shoulders. See if I can hop in without Baby Monster even moving one ear. Here we go. She twitched her ear. All right, great. So that's excellent. So you guys can have a sip of water. As I mentioned, I think I'm just going to power through. What did you do to your mat? Come into hanging forward bend. You want to be at the front of your mat. I don't have a mat, so it doesn't matter for me. Baby misses you guys. She wants to do yoga with lots of people she can mess around with. All right, step one of your feet back into lunge. It really doesn't matter which one. And prepare for the Kundalini Archer. This is always optional, especially if you have any back issues at all. But first thing I'm going to do is my back foot is not going to be up on the toes. It's going to flatten out for stability. You can widen out your stance, widen it this way, and then engage your abs to protect your back and just rise up. But don't rise up to here. Stay down, stay sunk down, right? Down, and then come into your archery stance. Which arm goes back? It doesn't matter because we're going to switch. And I'm actually up kind of high. I could be a little lower. Whatever you feel like. This arm could be a little higher too. All right. Back down to lunge, step forward to hanging forward bend. So that's a pretty challenging pose. If you didn't do it, we can try a variation. Yeah, it's a great idea. We'll try a variation. If you're not doing that Kundalini Archer, don't feel bad. We'll do a variation. So I'm going to step, not just yet. We'll do it in a moment. I'm stepping back. I flatten the foot out for stability. Walk this foot over to add some width here, more stable base. And then engage the abs to protect the back and come up. Yeah, this side feels a little better. And then switch. This side feels more almost effortless. One more breath here. So again, get your alignments. I'll get my alignment better. Arm a little higher. Pull the arm back a little further. And now we can come back down, step up, relax here. And then we can hop back or walk back to downward facing dog. And then we'll do the Sleeping Thunderbolt, which is sort of like an arrow. Thunderbolts being like arrows. Arrows are straight though, thunderbolts are zigzaggy. So remember, this is a zigzaggy pose. This is meant to feel awkward and very like bent up. So we drop down to the knees and then to the elbows. Lower yourself down to your chest and chin. Stay up on your toes. The hips stay up off so my hips are up. One more breath here. And then why don't we just relax down, drop your head down onto your hands. Take some breaths here. So now we'll do a half bow as promised with less, well, we'll do a half bow because, so let's go same hand to same foot. Oh, that's right there. Extend up and then roll over onto your side. So this is even nicer because we don't have to balance. We also don't have to have pressure on the abdomen. So now all we need to do is focus on mainly stretching the quadriceps, but you can extend out in all directions like inflating a balloon. So you're stretching everything. All right, how about one more breath here? And then come back down. Release that. Switch legs. Switch arms and legs. First, extend up a little bit. And then roll onto your side. So it's not super stable though. There's still a little bit of a balance here, just so that we still have to remain focused. And you're extending through the arm and through the other leg. So the arm and leg are straight. One more breath here. Roll back down. Move back to extended child pose. That's the one where you keep your arms out in front of you. Okay, so come up to hands and knees, So for those of you who couldn't or didn't want to do that Kundalini Archer, let's do a variation from here, right? So you can all experience it, but there's a lot going on, okay? So for one thing, this is your hip flexor, and so now you can feel this is a good hip flexor stretch before we even do anything. Remember, the hip flexor is a muscle bigger than your bicep that you'll never see in your whole life, okay? And it helps you lift the leg, but it also attaches to the lower back, and so if it's tense, it can unnaturally tip the pelvis and give you a lot of lower back pain, right? So it's a sort of a source of lower back pain that people don't really ever think about. So where were we? Oh yeah, Kundalini Archer. Okay, switch arms. All right, let's switch legs. Just for fun, I'm just going to spin around. You don't have to. Okay. So first, remember, before we assume the position, so bring this forward to feel just a gentle pulling in the psoas. Okay. All right, and then when you're ready, we can switch arms. So let me get my arm up a little higher, get my alignment good. One more breath. Okay, great. I'm glad we did that because you can focus on different things from a different position. So let's see. So we did that. We started out with the chickens in that plank with our feet real straight. So we should need to do the upward version of that. But why not do a couple of cat and cow first? So watch when I pet her. She acts like she's never even seen me before. See? One more of each. And then, just in case, let's do our half moon side bend. And this will give us a little more of a side stretch in case that the one that we did wasn't enough for you. So bottom leg bent, top leg long. Okay, so very long, because everything in this selection is very linear, if possible. Inhale up, enough to feel your side stretch here. Exhale down. Look, we're doing the same pose. Oh my goodness. It's happening. This is really rare. It's close to the same pose. Yeah, look at that. Okay, let's try it. Does that look about the right? Yeah, okay, one more breath. Okay, great. Excellent. Boy, that's really rare. Let's come around to the other side. I better keep an eye on her. She might do another yoga pose. Doesn't happen often. Come up high enough to get your side stretch. That's why we're doing this. How about one more? We'll hold the next one. Hold at the top and breathe. If you pull that top leg back, that's that psoas again. It's not as good of a stretch, but it's just a gentle pull. And come on down, sit. And we'll do that upward plank I was threatening. Feet are together, pointed. The arms are as far behind you as is comfortable. And then the hands are in whatever position is comfortable for you. Everyone seems to be different on this. And whatever you do, don't pop up. We're just going to float up. Okay, slowly inhale, float the hips up. Relax the head back. Draw the toes down to the mat. Keep breathing. One more breath. Sit back down. Lay back. Hug your knees. One more archery pose. We'll do, essentially this is the one that we started with. One leg is bent, one leg is long, I don't care which one. This is not so hard at all. Okay, but you could focus on pulling this, getting this leg back, getting this foot back towards your ear. Good luck. And then switch. So again, I'm holding the ball of the foot to lengthen here. So little things make a difference. Okay, great. Hug your knees. And we'll go into our final twist. Arms out to the sides. Keep the knees together in a little bundle, just like your quiver of arrows. Drop the quiver to one side, the head looks away to the other side. And let's slowly twist our knees over to the other side. Already dropping into your meditative state, because you know that I never do any challenging poses after this point. So I wanted to also say we started the chicken yoga a little abruptly because we were losing our light and I didn't really know where all the chickens and the cats were. But I did want to say it's great to see you all again. New people, love to see new people, but it's wonderful to have all of our regulars. And then this video, I mean, if you're looking at this in 2022, that's one thing. But if you're looking at this in a contemporary setting, we returned to the park today, and it was wonderful. So this video is basically for the people that didn't feel comfortable coming to the park or had scheduling problems, but those that are back in the park, it's wonderful. Or you're just watching this because you just can't get enough yoga. All right, great. So let's come back to center. But either way, there'll be a few less videos and a little bit more yoga in the park. So, and then eventually from the park, we'll move back here to the dojo. So stay tuned. Okay, so this is my last time hugging the knees, releasing all the tension in the lower spine. Maybe do some shoulder rolls, maybe move my neck very carefully. Get ready for my final meditation. When you're ready, take a deep breath and exhale. Collapse down into your corpse pose. Go into your favorite meditation. Long, even, natural breathing into your belly like an infant. Remember what Sri Joas said, do your practice and all is coming to you. Namaste.